What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few days, where we do have a lot of topics to discuss. First, we have future updates on the possible arrival of Joao Felix. Nico Williams not arriving anymore as he's going to renew his contract. On the release clause news on Julian Alvarez, Messinho, Julian doing an interview saying that he wants to sign for Barcelona. He's a big Barcelona fan and he watches every single game. Also have reports on Melo and both Benjamin Pavard being targets of Xavi, but Busquets and Dembele recommending Xavi not to sign these players. We'll talk about that. Some sale updates in regards to Ansu Fati. A lot of interest for Pau Cubarsi from European clubs. We have also sale news on Sergino Dest as well. Renewal update on Frenkie de Jong. How Laporta was wanting him to stay. They rejected a bid of 100 million euros for him in the past few transfer windows. A lot of updates around the Clasico. New shirt sponsor, of course. New jacket for next season being leaked as well. Also, we do have some injury updates ahead of the Clasico, and we do have a summary of the General Assembly that took place on Saturday. Give you guys all the updates and also to go through Joan Laporta's very emotional speech on the Negreira case. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into this video is sponsored by Number 1 Foot. Number 1 Foot is one of the best replica football jersey websites on the market right now. They have a variety of different items at absolutely fantastic prices. For me here today, I'm going to show you guys the training kit from this season. This is the warm-up kit that the players use when they go out for training every single day, pre-games as well. You have here the Spotify logo. They have the club badge on it with the diamond as well. And I also have here one of the sweaters they have from last season. This was the Catalonia version. It feels like I bought this from the Nike store directly. The quality is absolutely unreal. The printing is fantastic. And of course, mainly the prices are unbeatable. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get an additional 15% off your final order. That is BOY. Use it at checkout. You get 15% off your order, and all orders above $80 as well will guarantee you free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Click the top link in the description down below and get your new football kits today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past few days. Now, first, we're going to be discussing the permanent arrival of Joao Felix. Of course, last night against the club, he had an absolutely fantastic performance, and it looks like he's on track to stay at Barcelona on a permanent basis. Long term, we could see him in another loan next season, but for the long run, that's 2 or 3 years, Felix is looking at staying at Barcelona permanently. Now, we do have reports coming in from the Atletico Madrid media saying that Atleti want to get rid of Joao Felix this next upcoming summer, no matter what. He would go to Barcelona or wherever. He never proved to be among the best in the squad, and Joao will never play for the club again. So that is the mindset right now of Atletico Madrid. Now, we are hearing that right now Barcelona and Atletico Madrid continue to maintain a good relationship despite, of course, recent transfer activities between the two clubs, and of course the Negreira case. The relationship is still there. We'll wait and see whether or not Mateo Alemán joins and becomes their sporting director. That'll be very key for Barcelona as well. But again, the talks and thoughts are still there for Barcelona. We know that most likely Barcelona will probably try to loan him again next summer, and then have that loan have a buy option of 40 for the summer of 2025. Because again, right now this summer Atletico Madrid won 80 million euros for Joao Felix. Again, it makes it very difficult for Barcelona. We want to keep him, but the better that he performs, the higher his price goes. If he finishes the season with double figures in goals and assists, Atletico Madrid can ask however much money they want from him. Because keep in mind, Felix did renew until 2029, I believe, with Atletico, so he's a very long-term contract there. So wait and see how things develop as Felix continues to perform on the pitch and as Barcelona continue to negotiate with Atletico Madrid. But the most likely route right now is another loan next season with a buy option of 40 million euros. With one forward potentially staying at Barcelona comes another one who most likely will not join Barcelona in the imminent future, and that is Nico Williams, who played pretty well yesterday against Barcelona, had a few opportunities that he should have scored. Nonetheless, though, he was available this summer on a free transfer, but he's set now to renew his contract with Athletic Club. Coming in from Alfredo Martinez from Sport, he's come out saying that Nico Williams is expected to renew his contract with Bilbao with a release clause of only 50 million euros because he does not want to close the door for Barcelona and the Premier League in the future. For the abilities and the age and the style of Nico, 50 million is not a bad release clause. Now, Sport also continued on by saying that one of the reasons why Nico Williams chose to renew is that he fears that the Bilbao fans will turn against his brother Inaki Williams. I think Nico Williams, in retrospect, made the correct decision. You gotta still play when you're young, making that big move for Barcelona. You probably would start off the bench, get a few opportunities here. Then when you take those opportunities, you have to, produce. So I think another few years Athletic Club, then he can move on to bigger things for sure than Athletic Club. With his brother staying there for his whole career after having a lot of talent and a lot of interest in the club. I remember back in like 2016, 2017, United wanted him, Arsenal, Chelsea, all this stuff, and in the end he ended up staying Athletic Club, staying there true to his heart as a Basque player. So Nico Williams, I think he's a bit more open. Again, he has a very low release clause because he wants to have that possibility of leaving in the future. So we'll wait and see down the line. But for now, Nico Williams will not be joining Barcelona, especially this summer, as a potential free agent. Now, along with Nico Williams, another forward that Barcelona could be missing out on in the imminent future is Julian Alvarez. In the last video, I told you guys that Julian Alvarez potentially has a 50 million euro release clause this summer, and that Barcelona are keeping an eye on his situation. But there are reports coming in from Spain saying there is actually no release clause at all in the contract of Julian Alvarez with Manchester City. If that's the case, of course, his transfer very unlikely to happen unless he runs down his deal. Again, he did renew a few months ago, and we all thought since he renewed there would be a release clause in there. We'll wait and see. Again, this source is not the greatest, and neither was the David Bernabeu Roberto report about the 50 million euro release clause either. We'll wait and see if anything comes about here or there in the next couple of weeks. But again, if he's available for 50 million euros, Barcelona should be absolutely all over him. But there is another player who's actually all over Barcelona in the reverse, and he could end up joining sometime in the future, and that is the next young talent coming out of Brazil, Estanis Willian, also known as Messinho, alongside Victor Roque. He's also done an interview with Mundo Deportivo and being interviewed by Roger Toledo. And he talked about a lot of things in this interview about Victor Roque, his idols, him being a Barcelona fan, with his this and that. It's a long interview, but I just took the main piece here, which I think will be crucial in Barcelona potentially signing him in the future. He said that the biggest dream I have to fulfill is to play for Barcelona, which is one of the best clubs in the world. I was born watching Neymar, Messi, and Suarez play at Barcelona, and that's the dream I have. He's saying that he hasn't missed a Barcelona game like watching it, which I find hard to believe, but we'll stick to it, and that he wants to play for Barcelona in the future. So when Fabrizio Romano quote tweeted this quote, he said that many clubs in Europe are interested. At this point, Barcelona have a slam dunk. If the player is that desperate, he's doing interviews with exclusive Catalonia, not even Spain outlets, Catalonia outlets, and he's saying that he's a Barcelona fan, and he's holding up a Pedri shirt and all this stuff. It's a slam dunk. Again, his agent is also Andre Curry, who has an excellent relationship with Barcelona. So when it comes time to his age where he wants to leave Brazil, I think Barcelona will definitely be there. That's why I don't mind too much missing out on the likes of Nico Williams and other wingers, because we have the next best thing in Brazil on lockdown for sure. If we feel the need and everything works out in terms of price and everything like that, we will go for him. So keep your eyes on the future of Estanis Willian. Again, he doesn't like to be called Messinho, but that's his nickname because he's been doing absolutely unbelievable. I believe the day after he did this interview with Mundo Deportivo, he actually scored a hat-trick in his next game. So, he's on top form. He's a top talent, and Barcelona definitely have their eyes on him for the future. Now, in my opinion, the most interesting news that has come out over the past, I would say, 48, 72 hours has been the story about Xavi wanting to sign both Artur and Benjamin Pavard in the past few transfer windows, and there is a reason why Barcelona did not sign these two players. Very, very interesting. Now, the news broke from Catalonia Radio, and they came out saying that Xavi asked Busquets about Artur last summer and the possibility of his return, but Sergio Busquets advised Xavi not to sign him because, according to him, he was not a regular at Barcelona and would not be a good role model for the young players. Also, Pavard was an option, but Dembele told Xavi that Pavard is a player who causes a lot of problems in the dressing room. I remember these stories about the 2021 Euros when France got knocked out to Switzerland. There's a lot of reports that Rabiot and Pavard had a fallout and that they all hate Mbappe's mother or something. I don't remember. I just remember that Pavard and Rabiot caused some problems. So that kind of has some sense to it. And same one with Artur as well. Now, Javi Miguel from AES also confirmed the report only on Artur, saying that Xavi wanted to reinforce the squad with the midfielder in January 2023. So the last transfer window at the beginning of this year, when we were going into the Spanish Super Cup against Real Madrid, probably playing our best game in a few years. And he did ask Sergio Busquets about the possible signing of Artur Melo. The then Barcelona captain told him that the Brazilian had led a messy life during his stay at Barcelona and that he would not be a good example for the young players. He just confirmed the report from Catalonia Radio. Very, very interesting that these players that Xavi trusts do have an influence on who we potentially sign if it's, let's say, a not planned target. He's available, he was offered. And again, I remember reports in January that Artur Melo was offered to Barcelona because he was just recovering from his ACL injury with Liverpool, I believe. I think he came back fit, but just never played for Liverpool because they just didn't trust him in the end. And he ended up signing for Fiorentina, of course. So I remember these reports, and I was saying at the time, Artur Melo will take him. He's a good player, good option off the bench if it's just a simple loan, whatever the case may be. So the fact that Busquets blocked this transfer is very interesting, along with Pavard, Dembele blocking it. So you can see how Xavi trusts his squad. He wants to get those insights. So these are the reasons why we didn't sign these particular players. I remember when Artur was at Barcelona, a lot of rumors about his life outside the club and how, I think remember once he got a DUI or something like that, if I remember correctly, back in the dark times of Valverde. Anyways, we'll pass through that. So there you go. These are the reasons why we don't sign players sometimes when Xavi takes advice from the current players in the squad who advise against signing their, former and current teammates. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past few days. The biggest one has been, of course, the rumors about Ansu Fati. This is very sad for me because I remember when Ansu Fati burst on the scene. I think it was against Betis at home. He almost scored. Next game, Osasuna scores a header. The 16, 17-year-old kid playing absolutely crazy. Next season, has 5 goals in 4 games. Does his ACL. He's out, and ACL meniscus. He's out for a year and a bit. It's a very sad story with Ansu Fati, but unfortunately, this is football, and sometimes this is the reality. Now, Juan Martin from Sport came out saying that clubs from Saudi Arabia are interested in signing Ansu Fati next summer and have already initiated the first contacts with the player's entourage. As of right now, Ansu Fati is not in favor of such a move at all, but there are people around him who do not look at this option with bad eyes. Barcelona, for their part, believe it's too early to talk about next summer and highlight that he has enough talent to do well at Brighton now. Since this report, of course, Ansu Fati has scored against Man City in the Brighton's 2-1 loss to Manchester City away at the Etihad as well. I think Ansu Fati's done at Barcelona. Unless we don't sign Felix, or we sell Varane or Rafinha, I cannot see Ansu Fati having a future. Unless he does something crazy from November until April at Brighton. He's not even starting for Brighton at the moment. Suddenly Mars started ahead of him, Matoma, Evan Ferguson, Danny Welbeck, Pascal Gross. Everyone starts ahead of him. He's the best option off the bench. Of course, squad will be important. Players pick up injuries, things like that. He can definitely break into the squad, but I think he only has 2 or 3 goals for Brighton so far. I think he's only started 3 or 4 games, came off the bench, another 3 or 4 games as well. So it's not been the best start for him. I thought he would be a starter by now for Brighton, and I'm happy he picked Brighton over Tottenham, but he's not getting any game time, and I feel like this summer the club might just cut their losses. I really like Ansu. Again, I personally wouldn't have let him go this summer. I think it was the wrong decision, but in hindsight, I understand why the club did it, and again, I'm not too fussed about it. But it's just sad to see a player like this who came from the academy, who has so much prospect, comparing him as they were saying that he was the best youngster in the world. There was the Vinicius Ansu Fati debate at some point as well, and I was putting my head out there saying Ansu Fati. At the time, it was Ansu Fati. Of course, now Vinicius absolutely is clear beyond belief, but it is what it is. We'll wait and see what happens with Ansu Fati. Again, nothing will be decided probably until May, June time-ish, but Ansu Fati's future at the moment is looking far away from Barcelona. Now, another player who is attracting interest across Europe and could maybe leave the club this summer is Pau Cubarsi, one of the best center backs available right now at Barca Athletic. Now, Tony Juan Martí again has come out saying that Chelsea continues to monitor the progress of Pau Cubarsi, 16 years old. They were one of the clubs interested in the player before he signed a renewal with Barcelona, who did a much more better financial offer from Chelsea. The player's release clause right now is around 10 to 15 million euros, and it's seen as affordable for big European clubs that are keeping an eye on Pau Cubarsi. From Barcelona, they convey absolute calmness. The fact that Pau Cubarsi was not in the squad list yesterday when we were down center backs, I think is a sign to see. Maybe Barca Athletic needed him more for that game. Again, they won. They have back-to-back wins now, Barca Athletic. But Pau Cubarsi is probably, I would say, one of the best young talents in the center-back department, alongside Mikel Fay as well. I think we'll see a lot of him near around January if we hopefully don't have any injuries. I think in the Copa del Rey, he'll definitely be in that squad list. Could end up playing in that first round, round 32. But losing a player like this is obviously detrimental. You have to keep him until at least he makes his first team debut, plays a couple of games, see if he gets an opportunity, if he takes it or not. But for now, he's still rocking with Barca Athletic, and again, European clubs are interested, not just Chelsea, multiple clubs, and again, they are offering more money than Barcelona, as they did when we tried to renew his contract as well. So keep your eyes on the future of Pau Cubarsi, as he is attracting some interest, but for now, Barcelona are convinced that he will commit his future, for now anyways, to Barcelona. Now, a player that will 100% leave Barcelona at the end of the season is, of course, Sergi Roberto, the first team captain of Barcelona, where his contract will be expiring and the club will not be renewing his deal, and there have already been links with Roberto making a move elsewhere, and Inter Miami is the current team that are being rumored to sign Roberto, according to Sport. Like I said in the last video, and I'll say it again, I think a move to Inter Miami for Roberto is the best move. Go reunite with the lads, Busquets, Alba, Messi, Suarez might even be there. Chill environment in the city of Miami, and then maybe later on go to Saudi Arabia. We've all known that Roberto's been a big fan of the MLS for quite some time now. He said in multiple interviews in the future that he wants to play in the MLS before he retires. I think that will be the case. I do see Sergi Roberto making a move to the MLS, whether he could honestly sign around February and March time when the season starts up again in the MLS. They want to make few last second signings. They'll sign Roberto and say, oh, he'll join when his contract expires with Barcelona. That can definitely be the case, so watch out for, I would say, February, March, maybe April time where the MLS transfer window is active and they may end up making some final sales. But again, Roberto is pretty much confirmed at this point that he will leave the club at the end of the season. Now, another right back who Barcelona want to get rid of this summer is, of course, Sergino Dest, with Mundo Deportivo reporting that Sergino Dest is doing great at PSV so far and is revaluing himself. It wouldn't be a surprise if the Dutch side were to buy him at the end of his loan spell. Again, PSV do have the option to buy Dest for 10 million euros at the end of his loan spell. If they're smart, they will haggle Barcelona down to like 6 or 7. Honestly, Barcelona, if he has an unbelievable season, and PSV say, yeah, well, we'll take him, but for like 7, the club will just say yes, honestly to God. We're at this point. It's quite crazy. Unless he does ridiculously well to the point that Barcelona have other suitors, and they say either 10 or we're going to go sell him for more, then maybe, of course, that's the ideal scenario. Dest does very well. Other clubs are interested. We get into a little bit of a bidding war, maybe sell him for 15, 20, get a lot of the money that we invested back into him. Worst case scenario, he does well enough for PSG to say, you know what, he's worth the 10 million and end up buying him. So I'll wait and see what happens, but hopefully, and I pray to God that this summer there is no Dest saga that we have to worry about. Now, over the past 24 hours, Barcelona have made an official sale. That's right, transfer window is not even open, but Barcelona are making money, and it is in regards to Estanis Pedrola's deal with Sampdoria. Fabrizio Romano has come out saying that Sampdoria have triggered the mandatory purchase option after Estanis Pedrola played 10 games for them. Barcelona will receive around 3 million euros, but will have a 7 million euro buyback clause until 2025 and a 50% sell on clause in the future. So again, he did join on loan, and if he played 10 games, the loan will become permanent. It has become permanent now, so Barcelona will receive 7. We have an option to buy him back for 7 million in 2025, and there's always going to be a 50% sell on clause in the future. I believe Chad Riyad's loan deal is the same. I don't think he's played 10 games yet for Betis, so once that happens, I think we'll get the same reports as well. But nonetheless, official sale, we get some money in. I think 3 million for Estanis is a pretty good deal. He's doing very, very well for Sampdoria. I hope they get promoted. He plays in Serie A next season, and I wish him nothing but the best. I remember watching him at the Johan Cruyff Stadium last season. He's a good player, man. He's a good player, and hopefully he does make a name for himself in Italy. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Just one update, and it is on the contract renewal of Frenkie de Jong, the most anticipated renewal, as the club do hope to make some significant progress, if not renew his contract by the end of this year. Now, Fabrizio Romano has come out saying that Frenkie de Jong is very happy at Barcelona. He rejected the Manchester United offer in 2022 because he loves Barcelona. Now, talks for his contract renewal will start soon. Now, this report came after Joan Laporta mentioning in the General Assembly on Saturday that Frenkie de Jong is an important player, to the point that he came out saying that we had the opportunity to sell Frenkie de Jong for 100 million euros, but we didn't want to do it in order not to lose a part of our captaincy. So at some point in the past 2 years, a club has bid 100 million for Frenkie de Jong, and Barcelona, Brocalona, rejected it. Now, is this a PR stunt by Laporta? I don't know. I think Laporta is too smart for that. Look, I've seen a lot of people say, oh, F you, Laporta, you tried to sell him in 2022. That summer, everyone was for sale. And I think what the club were trying to do at that time was start start salary reduction talks with both Ter Stegen and Frenkie. Keep in mind, there were reports about Ter Stegen going to Bayern Munich as well for like 50-60 million. It's off the Neuer injury. In the end, Bayern got Jan Sommer. But there were rumors about Ter Stegen as well, which people ignore. Yes, the Frenkie de Jong rumors were way more intense. Of course, Joao Melo's bomb, the 95% he's going to United. Thank God he was wrong. I think God was at 5%. That's, of course, spurred in. There was Frenkie de Jong talks of the whole entire summer. But there was never a point where you felt like, unless, I think, when Joao Melo said 95% Frenkie de Jong's going to Man United, I thought, holy shit, like, are we actually selling him? A few days after that, I never really felt that Frenkie de Jong was going to go. I think in the end, the club was trying to manipulate the market, try to force Frenkie de Jong into a salary reduction. I don't think they ever wanted to sell him, but nonetheless, that was something that happened, and it did affect Frenkie de Jong, and it did, not help the relationship with him and Eman. But now Deco is there, Barcelona icon, of course, so hopefully that will help a bit, and we'll wait to see what happens. I think, again, right now would be the good time to start talks. He's injured and all this stuff, so he's available, but I think the club really want to take it easy with Frenkie. They don't want to risk it whatsoever. Again, he's going to have a child soon as well, so a lot of things that are going to be obstacles in that sense. So wait and see what happens with the renewal of Frenkie de Jong. Again, my ideal situation is that by the end of the season, 100% he renews his deal, and the significant progress by at least until the January. But again, not renew. If we don't renew his deal before the end of the season, I will be very, very worried, because he's going to be going into the final year of his contract. Either this summer we sell him or renew him, but wait and see. He's the fourth captain. I think that was a definitely not a PR move, but a strategic move by Barcelona to keep him, and hopefully Frenkie de Jong in the end will commit his future to Barcelona. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past few days. First, we have to discuss a lot of news in regards to the upcoming Clasico this Saturday. Absolutely huge. Currently, Real Madrid are 1 point ahead of Barcelona. Barcelona playing at home at the Olympic Stadium. First Clasico at the Olympic Stadium. And there's a lot of reports coming out about this match. Now, firstly, Alex Pentel from, I think he's playing right now for Relivo came out saying that only tickets that cost 300 euros are left on sale for the Clasico, specifically tickets to sit in the corner of the venue with limited visibility. This will be the highest attendance at the Montjuic this season, so we are expecting a full house, sold out stadium. Again, it is an early kickoff on Saturday, but these little crappy corner seats are the only ones that are available, which of course makes sense. Now, as you all know, we signed our Spotify deal, and recently we are having new sponsors for the El Clasico, and that'll be no difference this season, as this season's sponsor will be the Rolling Stone, which of course we did confirm a few weeks ago in a transfer video. The club made it official that Barcelona and the Rolling Stone have an agreement thanks to Spotify, and their logo will be on the Barcelona shirt in the Clasico this weekend. And they have gone with the tongue option. Of course, we saw the tongue option in the full color, tongue option in the white color, the Rolling Stone written out as well. They've gone with this option. I think it does look the best as well. And also, there's going to be more memorabilia coming out with the Rolling Stone. There's going to be limited versions of the 1899 shirt with the Rolling Stone logo only available in the Barcelona official stores. They'll be priced around 300 euros. Each shirt will have its own unique number from 1 to 1899, and also 22 shirts signed by 11 first team players and 11 women's team players will be available, and those will go for 3,000 euros. The limited edition 1899 Rolling Stone kits apparently have already sold out. They sold out in under 20 minutes, which is ridiculous. Basically, the 1899 kit with the Rolling Stone as the sponsor sold out immediately. Again, these are very good collector's items. I, of course, will be getting my shirt. I don't think it'll be in time for the game, but I always get the shirts. Probably just get some, just get the regular one with the sponsor. I don't go really too big on that because we always have so many more options. Now, again, in terms of future El Clasicos, there's going to be a lot of, options. We have a lot of concept options here. We can see maybe the likes of The Weeknd. You have Taylor Swift, Shakira, since Piqué is not here, that could be an option. Ed Sheeran, Miley Cyrus, Bad Bunny. I think the Bad Bunny logo does look pretty sick. So again, plethora of options. We signed a long-term deal with Spotify. This will be happening on multiple occasions. Hopefully, it's just not for for Clasicos only, but for now it's just for Clasicos and also in the league only. Keep in mind, last season we played the Clasico in the Copa del Rey and Spanish Super Cup. No sponsor there. It was just for the home, away. Of course, away was Drake and at home was Rosalia. Now, this one, of course, at home will be Rolling Stone, and we already have a leak about who will be the sponsor in the away clash next year at the Bernabeu, and it will be Estopa. It is a Spanish band, and according to 40 headlines, after the Rolling Stone, Barcelona's next Clasico will feature the logo of Catalonia rock band Estopa. I've never heard of them before, but again, this is all about the marketing of Spotify. Now I'm gonna go listen to the music. Oh, it's fire. I'm gonna download it. Blah blah blah. Probably won't, but never heard them before. But Catalonia band, we'll absolutely take it. That's how it'll look right there, as you can see on Gavi's shirt. So yeah, I mean, this is a great deal from Barcelona. These sponsor opportunities are unbelievable, and keep in mind, we signed with Spotify. We get money for that. all the bloody shirts that we sold right now, of course, with the old logos and stuff like that, 300 euros each, sold out. I guarantee you the 3,000 euro shirts will sell out as well. Just nothing but pure income for Barcelona. And finally, quickly on shirts, we do have a leak of the jacket for next season. And again, the home jacket, of course, does look very good. Again, I like the little stripes here on the sleeve. You have the gold emblem for the Nike logo and Barcelona. I think next season's kits are going to be one of the best we've ever seen, alongside the 2020-2021 home kits, when we had the fire home kit and the black kit, second kit. I think that's probably one of our best seasons in terms of kits, in terms of actual good looks. Again, all of them have been good. We all remember the 2011 one, 2015 one. That's because we won stuff in it. But just having a good looking shirt is always amazing. I think this one's, we do always make decent kits, but these ones are next level in my opinion. So we'll wait and see how the club do with these sponsors and all these opportunities they do have with their shirt design and stuff like that. But again, this is just absolutely a marketing masterclass from the Barcelona board. Now, in regards to the Clasico, of course, we do have some very quick injury updates. Nothing really official, more so quotes coming in from Xavi. Now, keep in mind, we do have Lewandowski, Rafinha, Koundé, De Jong, Roberto, and Pedri out injured currently. Xavi came out after the match yesterday against Athletic Club saying that Koundé and Sergi Roberto are definitely 100% ruled out of the Clasico. As for the rest, it will depend on their feelings, which means that Pedri, Lewandowski, Rafinha, and Frenkie de Jong could make the Clasico game. I don't think they will. I think Xavi's leaving the door open for a little tactical mind battle with Ancelotti, but at this point, we're at a point now where none of the injured players are starting the Clasico. Again, you have to train for at least, I would say, a week. We're past that point now. So ain't no way Lewandowski, Rafinha, Koundé, or Pedri will start the Clasico, but they can definitely make an appearance off the bench. Now, we have some specific news coming out on Pedri, coming in from David Bernabeu from Sport. He's come out saying that Pedri has practically made a full recovery, but the club are very scared of a relapse. They will take all the precautions necessary and will not risk him whatsoever. I understand. I mean, we said the exact same thing last season when he got injured against United. We tried to rush him back a little bit. Oh, precaution. He came back out for another month again. So remember, he was out for a month before we started preseason as well. So the club quadruple careful with Pedri. Again, like I said, we're at a point now where he's not going to start the game, so no need to rush him back by any means necessary. Now, with Pedri out injured, of course, we are lacking numbers in the midfield alongside, of course, a Frenkie de Jong injury, and that will come, of course, in the future with signings, and Barcelona have made a few changes in regards to their boarding sector. Now, usually Mateo Alemán was the director of football, and also he handled everything involving FFP. Of course, Deco just come in, doesn't really understand FFP too much, and Barcelona have made an appointment. Ferran Carrasco from Sport came out saying that Ferran Olevi has gradually become one of the strong men on Joan Laporta's board of directors. After the departure of Mateo Alemán, he is now in charge of FFP. So when it comes to Barcelona registering players and making sure all the numbers add up, it is Ferran who is the man for the job. So keep that in mind as well. So technically, when we sign players, you're going to be involving the likes of Bojan, Laporta, Uste, Deco, and now Oleve as well. Now, in regards to FFP, we are hearing reports that La Liga are planning to relax some of the rules. Candacer have come out saying that La Liga plans to relax the rules of FFP to give more freedom to clubs, especially to avoid such a major problem related to players' registration. Board outlines of the proposal began at the last meeting and will continue to evolve until it is official. So again, all the clubs now are pissed that we're struggling to register players. So maybe in that regard, La Liga may relax some of the rules there. Hopefully that's the case. I don't see any other league. There's hundreds of leagues on this earth. I don't see any other league who struggle to register players like La Liga. Keep in mind, it's not like Barcelona. We saw Betis struggle, Sevilla struggle, Cadiz struggle, Mallorca. All these teams, and even Las Palmas. I remember when they signed Mika Marmo from us, it took them a while for them to register him. It is every club. So hopefully that is the case. We'll wait and see how things develop. But again, Barcelona appoint a new head of FFP handling in Ferran Oleve, and hopefully La Liga do relax some of the FFP regulations. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is to give you guys a very quick summary on the General Assembly, of course, that took place on Saturday. It went for, I believe, around 10 hours, where many things were voted on and many quotes have been coming out about Barcelona. We already heard some quotes from Laporta about Jong being having a bid 100 million euros rejected for him. So I'm going to go through it very, very quickly. Again, if I were to cover this, it'd be a whole video, 45-minute video on its own, because again, it was a 10-hour meeting. But go through the quick things. Firstly, the Ordinary General Assembly approved the closing of the 22-23 financial season with 376 voting in favor, 45 saying no, and 20 null votes. I don't know why the null votes people show up. Nonetheless, they also approved the budget for the 23-24 season as well, and they also gave the ratification for the sponsorship agreement with Abilite TV. Keep in mind, we got that sponsorship for the sleeve. Was it this season? Or I think the end of last season, I believe, when we finally got that sleeve sponsor. And again, that had to be approved by the members, and that now has been approved. And now, if we look at our numbers on the grand scheme of things, this is our wage bill and the trajectory of our wage bill over the past few seasons. Now, our wage bill as the entire club right now, so your first team men, women's, athletic, basketball, roller hockey, everything, the entire club's wage bill is 492 million euros. Holy crap, unbelievable job. Again, look at last season, 676. Keep in mind, this season we've had a lot of cuts. The basketball team let a lot of their star players leave as well, so the cut there is dramatic. 512 back in 21-22, 617 back in 2020-2021. So if you look at it, post-COVID, last season we had the highest wage bill in the club's recent history, and that was, of course, subtracted astronomically, which is something you have to give credit to the board for. You can also see the trajectory in the graph as well in regards to other sector at the club. And also, I hate seeing the 1920 and 21-22 seasons with no trophies there. It really brings back some sad memories. Nonetheless, let's go what's next up, and I want to talk about Joan Laporta's speech on the Negreira case. Before, at the start of the General Assembly, he wanted to speak about the Negreira case, about the current situation, how he's been charged with bribery, all that stuff. He gave a very, very long emotional speech, and in the end actually cried when he went back to his post in the board section of the assembly. Now I'm going to go through his quotes. It is quite long, but I think it's very important that we talk about it. He came out saying, "The Negreira case, it's a smear campaign. We can't allow it. No matter how much they search and slander, they will not find anything because we have not done anything of what they are accused of. There are some technical aberration reports with invoices and transfers. They think that this money was to buy referees. We proved that this money was for arbitration advice. And the Negreira case has been used by those who want to damage the reputation of Barcelona, those who do not want Barcelona to be more than a club. You have to go to Madrid a lot to work, and you realize that there are sociological madrizos in certain power, politicians, economics, media, and sports. In my first term, I already fought against that, and they did not have a good time. Imagine how they feel, and they thought they had us a cushion, and that's why they attack us, and they see that the president who made them suffer, the coach Xavi, was the best fielder in the world, with the staff that he's working better and better. Grassroots football once again produces players like we see who made history, like Araujo, Gavi, Pedri, Fermin, Lamine, even Mark Guayu last night. They're not interested in talking about their power, which permit all the areas. They're all promoters to control us, harm us, and they can and destroy us. Sooner rather than later, it will end with a sentence that will absolve Barcelona. I have bad news for the sociological Real Madrid fans, because we will repeat the best Barcelona in history. We are united to face the future. Barcelona only has us, the Barcelona fans. We do not want, nor do we want, powerful state behind our millionaires who control the club. Again, pretty much confirms the Jim Ratcliffe bid there. Our strengths are to identify in our ownership model and our essence in the meeting so that players could register. There are directors who have backed with our personal assets. It makes me feel proud, and it is because we love Barcelona. So again, it's all just crap. The reality is we are not paying the referees. If we are, then we are getting robbed. And what referee cost 7 million over the course of, what was it, 9, 10, 12 years? It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. And also, he also confirms again that they gave his own money to register players last summer and the summer before that, which again, I cannot praise even more. So keep in mind, we are coming up to the presidential elections happening in 2026, where Joan Laporta in the general media did confirm that he will run if he is allowed. Again, he is currently going through a court case with the bribery stuff. When he wins it, he'll be able to run no problem. But if, God forbid, he ends up not winning it and won't be able to run, that would be a major issue. Again, Joan Laporta should be re-elected. If any other president gets elected, we are screwed, because no one can save us at this current moment than Joan Laporta. And again, I think alongside Messi, he's one of the most integral figures in the club's history. Without Joan Laporta, we are not where we are today. I think we would probably be worse. I think we'd probably be mid-table in La Liga, battling for top 4 every season, whether Tony Freya got elected in 2021 or Victor Font as well. Maybe Victor Font would have done a bit better. He also came out talking about this afterwards as well. A lot of things came out. He talked about many of things during this assembly about the Negreira case and the Madridistas going against him and all this stuff. The reality is we have nothing. Well, I'm not going to say nothing to worry about, but I'm very, very calm in regards to the situation. Why would Barcelona buy referees when we were the best club in the world? Well, I've already said last night, Barcelona won all their trophies because they were the best team, not because of paying the referees. Pep came out saying we were the best team in the world, that's why they hate us. That's reality. So just stay strong. Laporta will deal with this. Absolutely no worries. Now, the final topic is the Espai Barca project. So I'm going to play you the video that they played at the assembly while they were talking about the structure. So right now, everything's going according to the plan. Lickma is ahead of schedule, where I think they said they were 2 months ahead of schedule. Again, the return is expected for Barcelona at the Camp Nou, 70% capacity in November of 2024. So middle of this, not really, halfway through the first half of next season, we should return to the Camp Nou. Again, everything's on track, which is the most important thing, and it's going to be an absolutely world-class stadium. This stadium will absolutely shit on the new Bernabeu. I'll tell you that much. The infrastructure is absolutely unbelievable. 110,000 capacity as well. Imagine this stadium sold out for a Clasico. We are absolutely cooking. Keep in mind, Madrid barely sell out tickets for a Clasico. Barcelona, every single season, their home game, always sell out Clásicos. Last season for the Copa and La Liga, we sold it out completely. And this stadium is going to be absolutely unbelievable. Again, Barcelona already paid Lickma, the company, to build the Camp Nou. There's going to be penalties if they fall behind. But right now, everything is on track, and it should be completed very, well, not very soon, but it is on course to be completed on the correct time schedule. Barcelona got the approval from the municipality as well to begin the next further steps of construction. The first part has been completed of the demolition of that bottom tier, which we saw at the beginning of the video, and now all that's left is the continuation of the current plans, which have been approved, of course, by the city council. I don't know if it's going to stay Spotify Camp Nou like that on the thing, because what if we have our deal with Spotify ends, but nonetheless, it's something to look forward to. I cannot wait for that new stadium. And again, that pretty much sums up the General Assembly. They went through a lot of other things as well, little nitty-gritty things. If you want to go through it, there's a bunch of Twitter threads that you can find out. But in the end, successful assembly. Everything that needed to be approved got approved. Joao Felix with a beautiful speech on the Negreira case, and Espai Barca very much on track. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. My main thing I want to know firstly, of course, is your thoughts on the arrival of Estavio Willian. Think it will be a possibility or not in the future. Your thoughts on Xavi taking the advice of Busquets and Dembele not to sign Artur Melo and Benjamin Pavard. Thoughts on the future of Ansu Fati, the General Assembly, the renewal of Frenkie de Jong, and also on the injuries as well. Who you think will be available for the Clasico and who won't be. And of course, make sure you can subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.
Yeah.